Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. And we begin this hour with an email from a listener that blew me away, really. Blew me away. Here it is. Tom. A couple of years ago, my best friends, Ken, John, and Dave, were sitting with me at a bar talking about how hot each other's wives were. Dave turned to Ken and said, "Your wife is so hot. If you ever died, I would bang her the night of your funeral." We all had a good laugh, and Dave said, "I bet you couldn't." We all knew Dave could, though. Single, tough-looking guy all the women loved, got laid all the time. I never thought much about it. Well, a couple of months ago, Ken was bitten by his daughter's guinea pig. He came down with a staph infection. And who would have expected it? Within 1 week, Ken was gone. All of us guys were in the room with him when he passed away. It hurt really badly. We had all played jokes on each other all the time and had really enjoyed life. So we planned a party to top all parties. We had kegs, a DJ. We rented the Fireman's Hall. We did it upright. At the end of the night, after all the tributes, we were all pretty well intoxicated. I went home with my wife, and guess what? Dave took home Ken's widow. The next day, Dave called to say, "I told him so." I talked to Ken's widow, and she said, "Well, I was drunk and I got carried away." And you guessed it, Dave won the bet. Dan, the email writer, wraps up by saying, "I was shocked but laughed. If you saw Ken's widow with those double Ds, you would do it too." Wow. Now, clearly, Dave knew how to take advantage of a vulnerable person in a vulnerable situation. And takes a lot of balls to even try to do something like that. And the rapidity with which Ken's wife gave in to Dave tells me that somewhere in her subconscious, she'd been thinking about him for a long time. And it finally happened. Now, on our program, we have told you about picking up chicks, looking for weaknesses in chicks, like low self-esteem, concerns about their appearance, use backhanded compliments to undermine them. Make a woman as insecure as you possibly can, so she will even have sex with you. That's how low her self-esteem has to get, so she'll even F you. We also talked about guys who wait around for an opportunity and then prey on women's vulnerabilities. Sure, guys occasionally appear to be that friendly guy at the barbecue, the guy who's sitting in your living room, just telling stories and making everybody laugh. But there's guys who do that just keeping their eagle eyes open, looking for the opportunity to prey on a vulnerable individual. It could be the death of a boyfriend or a husband. It could be a woman is being abused by her husband or boyfriend, and there are guys who just wait, lying in the weeds, like a rattlesnake, just lying in the weeds. And then when they get the opportunity, they pounce. You know, parents dying off, tragedies of various kinds. You know what I'm talking about. Every time I watch, let's say, funerals on TV of anybody, it doesn't matter who it is, if there's a woman left behind, I keep looking, just subconsciously, to see if I can see if there's any guys in the background who are hovering, waiting for the opportunity to say, here, let me take you home and we can mourn together. Between the sheets. So I'm wondering if you've ever done anything like that. Have you ever taken advantage of somebody's vulnerability? At a very, very sensitive moment in their lives. Something very bad has happened. Something tragic. Something distressing. Something stressful. Have you ever gone in there and pounced like the guy in this letter?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
The radio woman on the radio getting the same ratings that you're getting. She doesn't deserve to get paid the same.
I'm not talking... Well, put it this way. No woman gets the ratings I get.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. All right. Have you ever taken advantage of somebody's vulnerability and gone in and nailed them? I mean, they were really vulnerable. Sam on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Father, how are you?
I'm okay, son.
All right, here's the deal. Last year at Mardi Gras, I met this girl, and at the same time, she caught her boyfriend there at the party with some other girl.
Yes.
The girl at that time threw a drink at her and hit her, and so she caught her boyfriend cheating. I stepped in, walked with her outside. At the same time, when we were walking outside, her car was getting stolen.
Oh, that's a very vulnerable moment.
Oh, it was a terrible night for her, great night for me. So
how did you convert?
Being the nice guy that I am, that my father's taught me to be, you know.
Yeah.
I stepped up and told her that she needs just to relax. I'll take her, give her a ride home, and I'll make sure everything gets okay. So on the way to her house, we called the police and everything was taken care of. Took her back to her place, did the duty there, and left her.
Now, wait a minute. How did you make this happen? What did you say to her or do to get her to give in?
She was very, sympathetic. I'm sorry. This was really sad. He didn't deserve to do that to you. You deserve better. You should be with somebody like me. The stuff that they want to hear.
Yeah. And the amazing thing is that she just jumped right in.
Oh, she did. She was totally down for it.
Really? Was she good?
Oh, she was phenomenal.
Really? Was she was into it?
Oh, she was completely into it.
Wow.
She did things that I never thought. Never was a girl that depressed, but damn.
I love that.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Father.
Sam, thank you.
An orgasm?
I'll give you an orgasm. Here you go.
Oh, God. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Mark on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Professor.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Doing okay.
Okay, today's topic, right up my alley. A friend of mine from school, total hot chick. Her father died.
Yeah.
Well, I was the shoulder to cry on.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the funeral, and, she was vulnerable, and that night I helped her mourn in my apartment.
You did?
I sure did.
Now, how did you get her to do it? What'd you say?
Well, I told her that I truly needed to go get some things out of my apartment, and said, well, why don't you come with me, and then I'll take you to your mom's house. So she agreed. I said, you want to come upstairs? She said, yes. She started crying again. I gave her a hug, and the rest is history.
And you just started groping, and she was in.
She was in, and she was ready to go. It was great because there was anger involved, there was passion, she was crying. It was great.
Wow.
And like you said, it was the right time because she was so vulnerable. And I was there with my eagle eyes, and it happened.
Was she a moaner or a screamer?
Oh, she was a screamer.
She was a screamer, too.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. These are some of the best times to get chicks right when they're down. Kick them when they're down, baby.
And she was a hot chick that nobody could get in her pants. And guess what? I did. Keep up the good work. Love it. Blow me up, Tom.
Here you go, Mark. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Dave on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How you doing, Dad?
I'm doing okay, Dave.
Man, I got the story of the century for you. I was playing hockey in high school in Florida when I went to school, and one of my teammates, we drank and we raced cars. This was like what we did after school.
Yeah.
And he had this older girlfriend, and I'm talking, her rack was ungodly, man. It was so big, you wouldn't have believed it. And everybody knew she liked me. And so he dies in a car accident. At his funeral, I was banging her. And
you were banging her at the funeral?
Yeah, and I told
her.
What's so funny is that
Wait, where at a funeral were you able to bang somebody?
We were in the bathroom, man.
You were in the bathroom at his funeral?
Oh, we did it twice, I guess I should say. We did it in the bathroom.
Really?
And then
See, what I wonder about this, and you're the stud, man. I think it's great. But what I wonder about chicks like this, and this is why I don't think I'll ever trust a chick again, okay? What I'm wondering is, how much could she have loved this guy that at the funeral, she jumped right into the bathroom and started riding you like a pony?
You know what? I really can't say it's the guy because everybody kind of knew, and I do too, but I just denied it that she really liked me a lot.
Right.
And I'm African-American. These are a bunch of, I just kind of grew up in a redneck area, and we just raced cars and drank all night. And, she just always wanted to knock it out with a brother. That's what was going on there. You know what? I really believe so. And just before you ask, a screamer, there were people standing outside the door. They knew what was going on. It wasn't like I was just alone. There were a lot of people who knew what was going on in this bathroom.
And they could hear her moaning and weeping in the bathroom.
Hitting the walls, everything.
Was she a moaner or a screamer?
I already answered. She's a total screamer.
Total screamer.
Total screamer. And I mean, biting her finger, just trying not to scream too loud. Really.
So the crying stopped and was replaced with screaming.
Oh man, she didn't waste a tear. I really felt bad. She was just brutal about it. She didn't waste a tear for the guy.
Oh my!
We weren't best friends, but there's this place called the Nod. We hit the Nod together all the time to race our cars. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty brutal. But take me out Lacey Peterson style because I'm so tasteful.
Now, boy, that is the epitome of tasteful. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Tony on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, long time, short time, I suppose.
Thank you.
Well, my best friend died in a car accident, got pretty beat up, so he's going to be cremated. And the night before the memorial, me and his mom went out, and I banged her that night, and I banged her the next day after the memorial.
No. Now, how did this happen? Was there ever any clue that she had an interest in you?
No, we were just, we hung out and stuff like that. And,
how old was his mom?
She was like about 40.
40?
Yeah.
And so you're at the memorial. This was at like a funeral home?
Yeah, well, at their church, they had a little memorial service, stuff like that.
Right.
And then afterwards, they were supposed to go back to the house.
Right.
And have everybody come over like a type thing there they have. But after the memorial service, but before the wake, we banged again. Right, and she was hot.
Really?
And
so had you ever thought about nailing her? I mean, was this whose idea was this? I mean, how was this introduced?
The night before when we were, talking about old times and talking about things, and I used to tell her that we used to joke around a lot, and said I used to joke around about her because she was pretty hot.
Uh-huh.
And one thing led to another. She says, "You actually thought that about me?" And I said, "Yeah." And a few drinks later, and we were banging right there on the beach.
Oh, wow. Now, was that the end of it, or did it keep going?
Every now and then I go there, but I mean, I don't want her to get attached to me. I try to be a good student here.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's exactly right. Hit it and quit it. I mean, you understand. I mean, this is a woman. Now, think about this for a second, which I'm kind of enjoying this. I'm not scolding you at all, but think about this. This is a woman whose son died, and this is how she's trying to forget by banging you.
Yeah, she was like, we just sat and talked about it, and I told her that I thought she was hot, and, we just started talking, and she was drinking, and I didn't really drink that much, and pretty soon it was like I knew exactly what she wanted, and we went to it there on the beach. The next day she was talking to me at the service, and when we, after the service was over, I mean, this is going to sound like really wicked or whatever, man, but we actually banged there at the church.
Yeah. Wow. So she got down on her knees and didn't pray.
Nah, I don't think they were like the church-going type, really.
You were praying. You were praying. You prayed on her.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was getting late. So, I see every now and then, but it's like, I date other women. I mean, that are my age. But yeah, every now and then I go over see her. And
does she call you and say, "Come on over, I need you"?
I met up there moved before, and we banged that the whole time that we were moving her, with all of her stuff. Right. So I still go over and help her out and stuff. And this was my friend, and I do get laid. So I go over, talk to her every now and then. I see her, say, "Hey, how you doing?" I see her on his anniversary. We had two. And on its anniversary, we always bang, so. Yeah. It's just one of those things.
Well, it certainly is one of those things, Tony. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. James on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this one chick I was seeing for a little while, she was at work with me, and she was coming in with bruises and stuff from her fiance at the time, and she was like, oh, it's nothing here and there. We do know what it is, but you're better than that. You deserve better than that. And so we started hanging out, at work, talking and stuff. And I invited her out to lunch one time, and she got the hots from there and started wanting to hang out after work. So we're in her car after work, and we were like going to go to the movies. I'm sitting in the car, and we're talking about dinner and what we should do for dinner. And she goes, well, why don't we just go somewhere? So we parked behind a Target, and we just started going at it.
Really?
Yeah. And so the funny thing is, she was still living at home with him and not doing nothing with him, and then decided that, she really liked me. And so every time we got together, she was either, giving the service or... And she loved it. She was giving it, but she was really into it.
Really?
Yeah. She at one time, I came over to see her at work, and she was...
By the way, did she still wanted to marry this guy?
Yeah, I don't know. She ended up moving away.
With him?
No, some other guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this was like after a time, because me and her just became like friends, and I started seeing something more serious. But it was funny because when I was at work one day or visiting her, she had been the only one there closing up, doing out the register and everything, and the guy she was working with forgot to lock the front door.
Right.
So she decided she wanted to give me a beat and put me up on the counter, and then she started going at it before I was ready. The door door wide open, and a guy comes walking in and goes, "Oh, you guys are closed?" And I look down, and she went over and hid in the corner. I'm just standing out with a flagpole hanging, and I'm going, "Hey, dude, yeah, we're closed."
You're out of control!
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Life is not running around the circle of your penis.
Actually, it is.
No, I don't think so.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM, in case you're just tuning in. Well, we got an email from a guy who was one of a group of best friends. And one friend sent to the other, if you were ever gone, I'd nail your wife. Sure enough, the guy in question died of a staph infection a couple of years later. And his buddy did nail his wife that night. No amount of grieving could stop him from completing the task at hand. I'm wondering if you have ever jumped into a situation with somebody who was really vulnerable. Some tragic event took place. Some stressful event took place. Somebody was crying, sad, lost, broke, depressed, homeless, whatever. And you turn that into a sexual encounter for you. If you've done that, you call me here, 1-800-5800-TOM. It's 1-800-5800-866. Josh on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how's everything today?
Doing okay, Josh.
Good, good. Well, I'm living down here on the beach when I was in my Predator days in mid-20s. And I noticed this girl was jogging on the beach, and I recognized her from the girl I used to see at the gym all the time. Totally hot, but always would blow everybody off because every guy on the planet would hit on her.
Yeah.
So she stopped her run right in front of my balcony, and I just kind of struck up a conversation. Hey, aren't you the girl from the gym? Blah, blah, blah. Sure enough, it turns out we started talking, and I said, why don't you come on up? We would talk for a little bit. So I got her up onto the balcony, and about a half hour after we're talking, it turns out she told me that was the day she was supposed to get married, that day. She had broken off the wedding a month before that.
That's like winning the lotto, for Christ's sake.
Oh, please. It was great. It was a hot summer day. The surf was up, and I kind of looked at her. I go, well, you probably should have a cocktail and celebrate you going down the wrong aisle. She goes, I think you're right. Well, I've got some champagne. So about 2 bottles later, I've got her in the back room, and she just starts bawling her eyes out about her second Big O. It was just miserable for her, but I was having a time of my life.
So she was miserable, but you were loving it.
Oh, it was terrific. It was awesome. And then I kind of looked at her, and after we took care of everything, I said, you know what? You probably got some issues you need to deal with. You probably need to go. And she just, grabbed her clothes, half dressed, walked down the back balcony because I wouldn't let her go out the front door.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And
so in addition to nailing her at a vulnerable moment, you then kicked her to the curb.
It was awesome.
That's a perfect evening.
It wasn't even an evening. It was midday. This is like 11 o'clock in the morning now. So I went back on the balcony and relaxed for the rest of the day.
And continued scouting for talent?
It was about one of the best days I've had in years. That was a good memory. Thanks for bringing that topic up, because now it gets me back in the mood to go out and be a predator again.
I love it.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Thank you, Josh. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. David on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Hi, David.
Just wanted to tell you the story, what happened with me. One of my friends calls me one afternoon crying. So I go pick her up, find out what the hell's going on. Turns out she just kicked her boyfriend out of her place because he's been stealing money from her to support his drug habit.
Right.
We go back to my place. She's crying on my shoulder. And one thing leads to another. We end up in bed all day. It was great.
That's always a good sign of somebody you can take advantage of. Somebody who's been working all day to help support her boyfriend's drug habit. That's somebody you can easily take advantage of.
Yeah, the best part was the apartment building I lived in, one of her friends lived in, so she could get away with saying she was hanging out with her while they were sort of reconciling.
Yeah.
But she'd end up at my place.
I love that.
Thanks, Tom. That's it. Blow me up.
Here you go, baby. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Randy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's up, Tom? Long time, first time.
Thank you, Randy.
Me and a buddy of mine were at a casino in Southern California, and we met a chick who didn't have a ride home, and she was about an hour and a half away from home.
Uh-huh.
And she didn't have any shoes on, and her friends all locked her out of the room so she couldn't get her shoes. So she couldn't walk around the casino barefoot. Security wasn't having it.
Uh-huh.
So me and my friend are walking by, and this, that, the other, we start talking, and she wants a ride home. And we said, okay, we each get to take our turn. We'll give you a ride. She agreed. We take her out to the car. I'm sitting at the blackjack table. My buddy's inside. He comes inside, gets me, gives me the keys to the car. I go outside. We both nailed her, left her there, and took off.
Nailed her and left her there.
And she was still stuck.
Did she say, hey, wait for me?
No, we told her to get out for a second. I had to clean up the back seat, and she got out, and she fell for it, and we just split. That was the best time ever.
I love that.
Yo, it was awesome. And we both came up that night, too, at the table, so that wasn't bad either.
That's the ultimate hit it and quit it.
Right on, Tom. Take me out, Kobe, please.
Here you go, Randy.
This is about us. She's so special to me. It beats in my heart. The air I breathe. She's so special to me.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Jose, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What up, Tom?
Not much, Jose.
Okay, so here's the deal. A girlfriend, well, not a girlfriend, a friend of mine, her grandpa died. Her parents just got divorced. So we're having a party for her, try to get her spirits back up. Well, one thing led to another. We're hitting on the couch, just chilling. She starts doing the service. So I'm like, okay, whatever, cover. She finally finished it. Well, couldn't. So she had to. And she was got off the couch. A couple minutes later, all the boys were celebrating with the stogie and little Cristal. It was a good evening.
Your girl had already had a stogie.
Oh, yeah, she does. She had the big brown stogie. So it was a good one. Long-time listener, but yeah, you got to take me out old school.
I'll take you out old school, baby. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Matt on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Tom?
Not much, Matt.
Hey, well, check this out, buddy. I'm at this bar. This chick's friends walk up to me. They go, hey, my girlfriend's going to get married next week. She's feeling really guilty about having some fun, though. I go, oh, really? Make a long story short, these chicks take me back to her house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she starts whining and giving me the two-bit about, oh, I don't know, I don't want to be unfaithful. I said, you're not married yet. Well, so check it out, Tom. I not only nailed her, nailed both of her friends, got them to do the lesbo action and everything for me.
Yeah? Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Is that so?
That's so, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. It was insane. I mean, hey, I never had, foursome before, so I'm an average Joe. It was a big deal to me, and I guarantee I'll leave an impression on her for the rest of her life. That's all I got, buddy. Blow me up.
Here you go, baby.
$1-800-5800-TOM.
Really?
1-800-5800-866.
I want to have a threesome. And he says no. I told him I want to watch him have sex with another woman. He told me no.
Maybe he'd like to watch you have sex with me.
Maybe.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. CJ on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Doing okay, CJ.
Okay, well, this is the gist of it. I know you don't have much time, and it's kind of funny, the punchline. I go to a bar with two friends, and we're supposed to be meeting two females.
Right.
So I don't expect for a female to be for me. After the bar, and after the, everybody drank and did everything, two of the girls that came hooked up with my two buddies, left the third one by herself. And she couldn't get into the car because the car was busy being used by one of my partners, and the other car was being used by my other partner. Yeah. So I offered to let her sit in my car while we wait.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this happened, but usually when a man and a woman gets together, there's somehow we got in the conversation of oral. I don't know how that happens, but it happened.
Mm-hmm.
She started to do, and right in the middle, she stops and starts crying. And I'm like, what happened? And she proceeds to tell me a story of a childhood incident where she was kind of taken advantage of as a child by her next-door neighbor. And as she was crying, and this is the funny part, and I really feel guilty about this.
I can tell. I can tell. That's why you're calling me to brag about it, because you really feel badly about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did. I felt bad. Because while she was crying and she told me this awful story, I'm still sitting there like the Washington Monument, you know.
Right.
And I look at her and I go, well, do you feel like finishing?
Like what?
And she wipes her tears and she finishes. And I go, okay, well, thank you. And that was it. I mean, it was hilarious. I'm like, I feel so guilty about it now because I think about her, how she was crying. All I could think about, well, do you mind finishing?
You mind finishing? Yeah. Can we finish up here before you continue crying? Was she crying while she was working you?
Right in the middle, yeah. Right in the, that's why.
No, but was she continuing to cry as she continued to work you?
Oh, yeah, and on the second half, yeah.
Really? She was still crying and still going?
Yeah, it was funny.
Love that.
Yeah, this was a great topic because that was one of the most funniest incidents I've ever experienced.
Yeah, see, you don't feel guilty about it. Come on.
Oh, yeah, you know.
That's an accomplishment. When you can get a woman to give you a good oral working over while she's crying.
It was kind of rough. She stopped.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, it was funny.
And you're proud of it, too. Come on.
Well, you know, it was a good story.
I know.
But the punchline is funny because it's all I can think of. Well, do you mind
You mind finishing? Yeah, right.
Do you mind finishing now?
Does that mean you're not going to finish?
I thought you would appreciate that, Tom.
I love it, CJ.
Okay.
Sounds totally humiliating, just the way I like it.
Okay. Okay, Tom, take me out Kobe style.
Here you go, CJ.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
1-800-5800-TOM. This is Mark. I got about 30 seconds, Mark, and I want to get it in.
I will do it quick. Listen, I'm a cop. Had a court case. Went to court on my day off. I didn't want to go. I knew it was going to be a weak case. I'd get out early, get some overtime, no big deal to get there. And it's against this guy. He's 18 years old, and there's this chick crying in the hallway. And I put two and two together, and they said, okay, it's going to go until after lunch. So I struck a conversation with this lady out in the hallway during the break, and sure enough, it's the mom of the kid that we arrested. And it was a weak case anyway, so she's practically begging me. Well, I told her, hey, by the way, you know, I'm the arresting officer. So she's begging me to do anything, and I'm pushing her.
And you nailed her!
The Tom Leykis Show.